Doug Bahr from Jewell, Iowa.
What's this truck?
It's a 1959 Diamond T Model 923.
Engine and transmission?
Has an NH220 Cummins and basically a 13-speed transmission.
Basically a 13-speed What's that mean?
It's RTO 913.
How long have you had this truck?
I've had the truck for about 6 years. Well, that story, Ron Wolf and his wife Jan, they live in Gowrie, Iowa, and Ron took about 10 years to restore this truck. The fenders were not existent and not available, so he made fiberglass fenders, and he completed that restoration in 1999. The truck probably made it to the Richland Center ATS show here many years. His health kind of declined a little bit. I met Ron because I had a 1940 John Deere B tractor, and somebody said, hey, if you need some help with that, Ron is your guy. So we, he taught me a lot. I started to kind of work on his equipment as he needed it. I worked on the truck, and eventually it got to the point where he couldn't drive the truck anymore. So I became the driver, and then he and his wife would follow. So we, again, came to this show many times, and, eventually, before he passed, realized that, we wanted the truck to be out and about, so we kind of worked out a deal. And I also have a son who's 24, so he works at an implement dealer and is a mechanic and is their truck driver. So I think Ron's plan, I didn't understand it at the time, but it made complete sense that it's not only myself but the next generation. So that's can get kind of hard to do these days with the older equipment. So
but your son likes it.
He absolutely loves this kind of stuff. So I mean, things like points and magnetos and tractors and things like that. So he's got a lot of knowledge that I've passed on and that got passed on to me. So just a lot of history. I think the history preservation is just really what kind of drives us, and I think that drove Ron, and I think he picked a really good color.
Do you know what the truck did?
I know when he got it from Wisconsin, it had a wrecker on its tail. So
it's cheese colored.
somewhere, yes. Okay. So this was built for Land O'Lakes, and actually we'll get a picture of that. But the center of the the horn cap, the center of that says made for Land O'Lakes. So we'll have to get a picture of that.
Wow.
So, no, it did start out that way, and there is a sticker from Alaska. So it had been serviced in Alaska one time. So.
Oh my goodness.
I tried to kind of capture some of the history in the little write-up, but it has a lot more history, I'm sure. It really does, that I don't know of. So a little bit of that got lost.
Any idea how many miles are on it? It's gotten around?
No.
A lot.
Probably a lot. With the Hendrix suspension, it's like it requires a lot of operator input. Let's put it that way.
That would have been a rough ride to Alaska.
It would.
Surely that was a long
and with
time.
the trailer, I'm guessing, if you had a load on it, I think it would settle it down a little bit. But yeah, bobtail, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the pictures you see of the Diamond T's with the logs and a lot of military type stuff. So, I mean, they're out there and they're hauling these huge heavy loads, and it seemed like they had a little bit of work for the military also. So I think that's what maybe helped them with their line, possibly, that they had figured out equipment for military use and thought, hey, we can use this everywhere else, because I think it was used to hauling some pretty heavy loads.
Do you have any other old trucks?
I do not. Just quite a few old tractors. We're sticking with this one for the truck. So far.
Do you work in trucking?
I do not. I basically grew up as a city kid in Fort Dodge, Iowa, and went through 4-H. Well, I did a lot of Maytag engines, so I did a lot of small engines and went to the fairs and things like that. So that really got me inspired, and then of course went to tractors, and so it was, not a terrible jump to be in the semi truck. So worked at the co-op seasonally sometimes too. So basically drive whatever they had.
Whenever they gave you the keys for.
Yes, exactly.
Off you go.